vascular structure, if they don't have this vascular tissue, what do you think, how are they able to get their nutrients? Are they able to grow taller?
For non-vascular plants?
Yes, non-vascular plants.
Oh,
They have
dog.
to stay in
Yeah,
places
they would stay-
where they can like
Yeah, they stay in
get
places where they
the
can easily absorb water.
Yeah,
and nutrients.
The
and stuff.
soil.
that's what you were saying as well, Apprentice. Very good. Yeah, so they don't have this internal vascular structure, so they have to stay smaller. They have to stay in more damp environments, so they have that water easily available. They have nutrients easily available from the soil, and they're able to pull things very readily without having to use the vascular tissue, right? So instead of having that highway system, right, they're probably more like us right now. They're probably quarantined to their own environment, and they have to stay where they can easily get things readily available. So when you think of non-vascular plants, just think of quarantine students. So that'll help. Bryophytes, this is one type of vascular plant. I don't want you to know this word bryophyte. You can cross it out when you're taking notes. I want you to know the word right underneath it, moss, right? Bryophytes are mosses, that's more important. So mosses are a type of non-vascular plants. Like I said, they're typically found in damp environments. They're going to lack true leaves and stems, which are part of the vascular system. Instead, they have leaf-like structures and these things called rhizoids, right? I said when we went over this the first time, rhizoids are found also in mold. Those are the things anchoring the mold into, whatever it was growing on the strawberry, the bread, whatever that might be. But we also find rhizoids in moss, okay? Mosses are really big in helping avoid erosion, helping stop that, because it's able to, it has when it branches out and when it grows in different directions, it produces a very large surface area. And so when all of a large carpet of moss grows together and water is flowing over the top of it, it grabs onto the water and prevents it from getting getting a big current. So when it doesn't have a big current, it is not able to produce erosion. Also, moss doesn't grow exclusively on northern side of trees, and we talked about that. Holding you tired, dog?
I guess so.
You started talking about moss. I hear you. This is
The presentation is so weird.
There we go.
I'm seriously, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it's being like that. It's Google, so you're tuning it again. I'll go back. There we go.
There you go.
So hornworts, this is another type of non-vascular plant. They actually have sporophytes anchored into the gametophyte generation. And then each cell of both generations actually only has one large chloroplast. And so if you look down in the bottom right corner, the picture labeled B, that's going to be a hornwort cell microscopic thing. And then the one titled C is actually what a normal plant cell would look like, right? You have a lot of chloroplasts per cell, whereas the one in B only has one chloroplast.
Are the hornworts one of the bryophytes?
It's a different type. So you see that word in anthocerophytes. It's actually that scientific name for hornworts, but I'm not going to make you remember that.
Okay, sure.
Just remember moss, hornworts, and then the last one is liverworts, right? Holden, what you doing, man? Doing goober.
I'm literally
up
and paying attention.
No, I need to
Colin knows how he needs to start paying more attention than class.
Would you do this in real bio class?
Holden, I need you to
Hattie.
stay on the chat. You need to stay
Leave
on the
me
chat.
alone.
Yeah, stop.
Leave me
That's my
alone.
wife, Holden. Stop.
Wake up!
Oh no. You guys have to leave me alone. Seriously.
You mute me, Coach Scott?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did.
Okay, I'm done trolling.
Holden's lying. Holden's lying.
Hey, we're almost done. We got 15 minutes. We're good. Anybody have any questions about biology?
No.
Fit in there.
Are we done? No, I have a question. Are we done?
No.
No, we're not done.
All right. We're talking about
We have to
liverworts.
learn.
Moving on. Remember liverworts? This is a fun fact. They're named because of what they were used for in medieval ages. That was to treat liver ailments. They can be they're categorized as what's called thallus. That word basically just means leafy. So when you see liverworts, they're just leafy structures. Also, another fun fact: DNA analysis actually kind of shows that they are probably the more ancient structure of plants. Actually, that's kind of like what plants evolved from. And so, like, what I mean when I say that is, the first plant to live on land was probably a liverwort. Okay, it's kind of being weird, but you can still see it. So next, so we just talked about non-vascular plants, and so the other category is vascular plants. And then from vascular plants, you're going to see a lot of different types of vascular plants. You have seedless and seeded, and then from seeded you have flowering and non-flowering, but we'll keep going on seedless vascular plants. So two types of seedless vascular plants are your club mosses and your ferns. What do I want you? The club mosses, they're going to look like small little pine trees. They have, so moss, like I said before.
Coach?
Yeah, what's up?
Is the seedless vascular plants equal the sporous vascular plants? Seedless equals spore.
You'll see down there at ferns that some of them, they will produce spores. I don't know if that's how they all reproduce. Some of them might do different things. They might do budding. They might do whatever it is. I'm assuming that most of them probably do reproduce through spores, like you said, Kim. But I don't know for sure.
Okay, sure. Gotcha.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Are you at college right now?
I'm not at college. I'm actually at a church.
Oh.
What college do you go to again?
What's up?
So what college do you go to again?
I didn't know what you said.
What college do you go to again?
Georgia State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're actually moving to online classes for the rest of the semester. So I hope that's not what Providence does, but we'll see. The Lord is the one in control. So yeah. So club mosses, like I said, they don't have root stems and small leaves, whereas club mosses do. Right, that's a big difference. They have that, and they also have vascular system, but they don't have seeds. Cool. Ferns, everyone's seen a fern. You guys know what ferns look like. If you flip it over, you're gonna have those seeds on the backside. Actually, not seeds. They're like little buds that produce spores. What else? How's it going? Doing good. That's pictures. The one bottom right is a fern, and then the one top left is going to be your club moss. So we just talked about seedless plants. Now we'll talk about vascular seed plants. Your seeds. Hold on 1 second. Seeds are going to comprise what's called a cotyledon. I'm not real sure how to completely say that word. Give me 1 second, guys. Holden, are you wearing glasses, dog? No? It does look like you are. That's it.
Nice, Holden.
Is that a compliment?
Yo, you
geez. Please, you guys. No Wi-Fi.
Hey, we eat an egg.
Shut this way.
Come
There we
back,
go.
coach.
We're here.
What?
We're good.
What?
What is Scott?
Hey,
Guys, be
coach.
quiet.
Just saying, when we eat an egg,
My Wi-Fi kicked me
mercilessly
out.
chowing down baby.
Is Scotty back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah,
We're good. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
virtually killed each other while I was gone.
Virtually.
But
Almost.
people were being mean to
We're
me.
good.
Hey, stop being
No,
mean.
they're just
That's my
trolling.
girl.
God, stop
I've
being
never
mean
told
to
day in my
Hattie.
life.
For real.
That's
I'm
just
Nah,
really
you're
mean, Thomas.
joking.
Cute in those glasses.
I'm gonna start
Hey,
muting everybody. Evan's being chill.
Okay,
Thanks,
let's
Evan.
get it.
All right,
Keon.
let's do it. Thanks,
Keon's
Evan.
not having it, y'all. He is not.
Yeah. All right, vascular seed plants. You have basically all I want you to know is there's two types of vascular seeded plants, right? So these plants have vascular system and they also produce seeds. There's two types. You have angiosperms and gymnosperms. And the difference is that angiosperms, their seeds are part of a fruit, and gymnosperms have seeds that are not part of a fruit. So yeah, that's basically the two biggest difference, right? We'll talk about, see if it works. There we go. Talk about gymnosperms. Oh, it's still recording. That's good too. So the cone, that's like one feature of the gymnosperm, contains the male and female components for seed production. Right. So on part of a gymnosperm, when it's time to produce the seed, both the male and female parts are there present on the plant, and they're ready to do the deed. I don't know, just call it whatever you want. They're ready to reproduce and get the show on the road, and they produce the seed right there, and that seed is blown away by the wind. We'll talk specifically about plant reproduction in a different section, and so I'll get to all of that. But the most recognizable type of a gymnosperm is what's called a conifer. So if you see a question on the test, hey, which of these is not a type of gymnosperm? And I'll probably say, pines, cypresses, redwoods, and I'll say daffodil or something, right? And you can circle daffodil and you'll know that's right because they're not a type of conifer, right? Conifers are pines, cypresses, redwoods, and firs. They have what's called a huge carbon sink. And so this carbon dioxide that we're putting out, these types of trees, they're so big and they're able to absorb so much of this carbon dioxide, right? And that's called a carbon sink, taking up so much carbon, and it produces, they're basically just helping the world out a lot. They're also, this word is called deciduous. They are, well, actually some of them are deciduous, sorry. Most of them are evergreens, and evergreens, you'll know that they never shed their leaves, right? They're always have their, I guess if some of them are pine trees, they always have their pine needles on their branches. They're ready to go. Coniferous forest, yada, yada, yada. Angiosperms, I think I'm almost done. What time is it? I got a few minutes left, yes. Angiosperms, flowering plants, comprise more than 75% of the plant kingdom. And they're also able to live in aquatic or terrestrial environments because they have like certain adaptations, right? They probably have not as much